Canelo, there's a lot of articles and social media news floating around saying that you could potentially be negotiating with Terence Crawford directly for a ring fight.
No, I'm working in other things. Now I'm enjoying my family. I'm not talking about boxing yet. So maybe in January we wanna start doing that.
Where does one stand when Turkey? Turkey said he would like to open a line of communication with you. No middleman, just you and him.
I never say no to business. So if it is a business for me, I'm open to talk, no matter what.
Anything else for Chula Vista?
No, thank you everybody from Chula Vista. Thank you for your support.
The likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turk know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
Training camp in March.
Okay, so
At the beginning of the middle of the February or March.
In a major shakeup in the boxing world, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have officially agreed to square off in a blockbuster super middleweight bout slated for September 2025 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. The announcement has sent shockwaves through the sport, igniting massive excitement among fans and experts alike, as it pits two of boxing's most decorated and elite fighters against each other. The deal for this historic clash was finalized back in January 2025, laying the groundwork for what promises to be one of the most talked about matchups in recent memory.
What's up, fight fans? Some breaking news. This guy, Julius Julianis, who's an ESPN Knockouts reporter, is reporting that the fight isn't only about to be announced, but the contracts are signed between none other than Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. In Julianis' report, he claims that this fight has been signed, sealed, delivered, and it's going down this September in Las Vegas. We know Canelo was in London for the Ring Magazine Awards with Turki Al-Sheikh, seemingly shaking hands as business partners. And just today, as a few hours ago, Bud Crawford landed in London and was seen with Turki Al-Sheikh this September. It's official. What are your thoughts? This headline is all the details the Ring Magazine put out about 2 hours ago. Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford fight is up. Guys, are they just messing with us for real? Because this is 48 hours removed from them reporting the location. First ever stadium fight, Allegiant Stadium. Even though the fight was 7 months away in September, this in everybody's eyes was going on. And then all of a sudden, the Ring Magazine, Turki Al-Sheikh, releases this with no other details. Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford in September is off.
Canelo Alvarez's remarkable record stands at 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, with an impressive 39 victories coming by way of knockout. He will face a formidable opponent in Terence "Bud" Crawford, who boasts a flawless record of 41 wins, with 31 knockouts and currently reigns as the undisputed welterweight champion. This upcoming bout marks Crawford's ambitious jump up to the super middleweight division, as he looks to etch his name even deeper into boxing history by taking on Alvarez.
All right, let's talk Canelo, Crawford, Jake Paul again. Let's try and give a timeline of events. So on Tuesday, Ring Magazine confirmed that Canelo Crawford was on for September 13th, Raiders Stadium. That's what we got on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we start hearing whispers of Jake Paul. It sounded crazy at the time. I did a video on it. I said that's impossible. But then those whispers became louder and louder and louder. On Thursday, Ring Magazine reported that that Canelo Crawford was off. Thursday evening, so just after me and G-Man had filmed, we got reports that Jake Paul versus Canelo, or Canelo versus Jake Paul, was very much a real thing and was close to being signed off, and that would have happened on Netflix. About 2 hours later, we got confirmation that Canelo versus Jake Paul is now not a thing and is off, and that Canelo has signed a 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season, and Turkey went on social media talking about he's the lion and don't mess with the lion and things like that, which I thought was quite funny. Canelo versus Crawford is now back on, and that will happen in September. Canelo versus Jake Paul is now off and won't happen for at least another couple of years. Yeah, I think that's what.
Jake Paul took aim at Canelo Alvarez following the latter's decision to sign a 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season, a move that ultimately led to the cancellation of their potential bout. Paul accused Alvarez of dodging top-tier competition, including Terence Crawford, citing mounting public pressure. He claimed that Canelo has become a slave to Riyadh Season, suggesting that financial incentives are driving Alvarez away from more competitive and legacy-defining matchups. In response to the growing chatter, Canelo Alvarez addressed the situation head-on during a recent live press conference.
Oh, Canelo, you puta.
This fucking YouTuber. I just fight real fighters.
Time to expose him. So we had a signed contract to fight. Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right. Claiming he's not fighting YouTubers. Bullshit. Look at the poster. We were announcing Tuesday, February 11th. Claiming he fights real fighters, but he's fighting Crawford, a 135-pound fighter, and running from a real fighter like David Benavidez, you bitch. The truth is you can be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut. The truth is these sports-washing shady characters are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to stop our fight from happening because they couldn't fathom the fact that they can't create a bigger fight than me and you. Al Heyman has made you hundreds of millions of dollars and you turned your back on him for this check. Disloyal. And you were begging to do this fight on pay-per-view. But I have loyalty. Loyalty to Netflix, doing the biggest numbers. And you call me a YouTuber, but you've never had a boxing match as big as mine. Remember you told my team that your daughter came home and asked if you were fighting Jake Paul? She was all excited. You said that was the first time your daughter's ever asked you about a fight. And you're screwing over all your Mexican fans by doing your fights in Saudi. It just shows what type of person you are. And I promise you one thing, Canelo. Any fight that you do this year, mine will be bigger. So go fuck off to your boss, you Ring Magazine employee, you pink and orange bitch. And oh, fix that herpy on your lip, you dirty boot.
Stepping into my division is a different challenge. I'm ready to show why I'm the champion here, Canelo Alvarez declared, reinforcing his confidence and determination to defend his crown against a dangerous challenger moving up in weight. Alvarez, renowned for his knockout power and tactical brilliance, is widely regarded as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the sport today. His upcoming opponent, Terence Crawford, is a 4-division world champion celebrated for his speed, precision, and remarkable adaptability inside the ring. The stylistic contrast between the two fighters, Canelo's calculated aggression versus Crawford's slick strategic movement, has boxing fans worldwide buzzing with anticipation.
And won. And Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat him. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bivol. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was just for the 11-0 Madrimov, who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. Okay? And Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terence Crawford.
As the reigning force in the super middleweight division, Canelo Alvarez brings with him an outstanding professional record of 62 wins and just 2 losses. His proven track record across multiple weight classes, fueled by his power, agility, and ring experience, has solidified his reputation as a formidable opponent for anyone who dares to challenge him. However, questions remain about how Terence Crawford will handle the leap in weight, particularly when it comes to absorbing Canelo's renowned punching power. Former world champion Sean Porter has voiced his concerns, pointing out that Canelo's ability to deliver devastating shots could pose serious problems for Crawford.